Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 187 of MMT Millennial Movie Talk. It's a movie talk show podcast with your friends from down here in South Australia. I'm one of your hosts, Braden, joined as always by the wonderful Alex
Hello.
and the wonderful Michael.
Hello.
How are we this week? It's been a bajillion degrees down here.
It's been fun. It's been a fun
Yeah.
week.
It's
Full of
been
excitement.
so warm, I've been dying.
It's been fun week, full of excitement and
You
excitement.
say that without sounding excited.
I know. I'm always excited.
We actually got like a pretty decent like movie and TV show release this week, and that's the energy that Alex is bringing into the episode.
Right.
My-
He's had an exciting
Been a
week. He might be a
pretty
bit tired.
fun,
My
exciting
energy's
week.
down a little bit because our aircon has stopped working this week.
Oh, that's a bit rough.
So it has just been 40 degrees both outside and inside.
It's been a
So
fun
I have
and
this
exciting
little guy,
week.
this little desk fan that's been helping me get through the week.
Today was
So
weird. I was expecting to walk outside to like 38 degrees and it ended up being like 29.
Yeah, there was actually some breeze, which was nice. All right, well that's enough. That's enough chat about the weather.
It's been
We should probably
fun.
talk about the big release that just came out yesterday for us recording tonight. A bit of a small company. You might not have heard of them. Sony. They've collaborated with another small company. You may have heard of them. HBO.
Never.
Yeah, nah, two small names, real indie types. And they've come together. The director of this little game called The Last of Us.
Never heard of it.
Yep. It may have slipped under the radar. It's been released 3 times and had a sequel.
Never heard- it's not ringing a bell.
And you may know it for being one of the biggest PlayStation games of the last decade.
Not Uncharted.
Yeah.
Uncharted? Is that what you're talking about?
No. That was the other movie adaptation that they did.
That was last year.
That was last year.
So what are we talking about?
This one we're talking about The Last of Us.
Right.
And it
Not
doesn't star
Uncharted.
Tom Holland. Not Uncharted. This one stars Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey and a whole bunch of other very talented people, which we
Right.
have just seen a snippet of with the first episode.
Right. Yeah. Big episode.
It was a
big-
long one. I don't know how long this was, but it just
Big-
kind of kept going.
Big meaty boy. Big episode.
Over an hour.
Lots over an hour, hour 20.
Oof.
It kind of felt like its own movie.
It's big meaty boy. It's been a fun and exciting week, and we got a big meaty boy.
Alex's. I feel like I'm getting like Ferris Bueller Day Off. Like I feel like Alex has recorded a pre-recorded message.
Nah,
Oh, he's
nah.
just he's sitting there with the stream deck, just having a giggle with all
I've
the
Just
just
pre-recorded
repeats that
messages.
it's been a big meaty week.
I've just not meaty, exciting.
Exciting.
But we had a
exciting.
meaty boy.
But we did have a meaty boy of a TV show. You're right, Michael, and that was The Last of Us. Braden, let's talk about The Last of Us. I'm not sure.
Yes, we should.
Not sure if you've wanted. This is on your radar, or this is
Oh
something
yeah,
that
just might have
you've
slipped
noticed
under.
has come out in the past week. But
Yep.
this came out. I'm not sure for everyone in Australia. This came out last night, and
That's it.
I'm just recapping all the bullet points that Braden did. It's like a like a sticky notes or whatever, spark notes, whatever the kids
Fuck
call them
notes.
nowadays.
That's it. God damn. What's the
Anyway.
Cliff's notes?
So it's been a big meaty boy, and you know, there's a few big cast members in it, and then some minor ones that we still yet to see, or
God damn.
some that we're still waiting to see more of.
Like
Take it away,
the
Braden.
wonderful Bella Ramsey, who makes an appearance late in the episode as the one half of our duo that leads
Late,
this
I'd
story.
say she rocks up halfway through the episode.
Was it halfway through? I don't
a
know. It
big
was a really
meaty
long
boy.
episode. I don't know what time was
It's
anymore.
a big exciting week with a big meaty boy.
God damn it. But yeah, Bella Ramsey, absolutely fantastic as Ellie. I'm kind of I've skipped straight to the middle of the show. Let's take a step back.
Yep, as Shannon No would say.
We meet Joel and his daughter.
Mhm.
And we get some changes from how it was originally depicted in the game.
You played the game?
Yes, yeah, played the game back in the day, and I was really enjoying the changes that they made. It kind of made it even more tense and gave you more time with his daughter, Sarah, who I thought was played really well.
How many times have I played the game? I played the game like 5 times.
Jesus.
They keep releasing it, didn't it?
They have released it 3 times, so that means you've at least played it twice on different versions.
Of course. Because when you first get the game and you like it, you play it again on different hardnesses.
Hardnesses.
Yes. That's what I did. Difficulties, some would call them, but I call
difficulty
them
is, I think most would call them.
No.
Well, not Alex though.
No.
Hardness.
Hardness is key.
Yeah. How hard is it?
James Hardness. Anyway, so
there's some weird energy this week.
So I've played the game.
Yeah.
And Braden maybe has played the game.
So truth be told, I haven't finished the game.
There it is.
It got too scary for me. So I proceeded to watch the rest of it.
Right. So
I can do it better when I watch someone else. It's illegal, is it?
Illegal.
Damn.
Braden, I've got to say, like I haven't finished the game, but it's not because it got too scary.
We got 2 of them. What are we gonna do with these 2 characters?
But I'm not. I was never claiming to have actually played it.
Anywho, so The Last of Us. Let's talk about this show. So they made some changes in the beginning of the show, of this episode, and I thought the changes benefited the episode.
Yeah, I really thought it paced it out really nicely, and I loved the fact that we got the horrifying shot of the old lady in the background behind her. That scared the shit out of me.
That was a scary shot, if I don't say so myself, Braden. That shot gave me the heebie-jeebies.
I feel like I'm getting made fun of right now.
No, you're not. You're not. So
it is an episode of Pump.
Yeah.
What else has happened this episode?
Pedro Pascal.
We get
what a man.
You compare it to the first game, and straight away it's different because we open up with an interview from the 1960s.
I completely forgot about that.
Don't worry, I've got us. When they, we've got the guy that played Jonathan in Brendan Fraser's The Mummy series. Then we've got Big Head from Silicon Valley as the talk show host. And basically they're homeboys talking about how we shouldn't be worried about other things. We should be worried about fungi. And everyone's like, fungi, you silly buffoon. And
what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Fungus?
Fungi. Yeah, we eat fungi. And we
get medicine from fungus. What are you talking about?
And then this guy's like, well, there's a certain fungi that affects ants, and it can take control of ants, and it makes ants do silly things like kill and take over,
like become zombie like
puppets. And then they were all like, and then the other scientist man was like, yes, but fungi can't survive in a host that's over 95 degrees. And then the man goes, yes, it'd be a shame if the world got hotter, because then we'd be in trouble.
Dude, straight up, when he said that, like, it hit like a brick shithouse. That was such a well done line. I was floored.
That's why I know some people that don't like The Last of Us, because the infection or the thing behind it is like, it's real.
Yeah.
On a small scale. But
it's scary.
It's plausible.
So some people don't like it because it kind of went a bit too realistic with it, which, it's a bit of fun.
I mean, if The Last of Us is known for anything, it's for taking everything very seriously and very realistically, and it's not a cheery fun time. It's pretty damn dark.
So then we cut to Joel and Sarah, and if you haven't, I'm sure Michael said he's played the game. I'm sure he's played the first 30 minutes of the
Yeah.
game.
I'd be impressed if he had played the game and hadn't played the first 30 minutes.
So one thing that the show does really well to bring in new viewers and people who don't know what's happening, other than having HBO, they've never made a bad title sequence. So, and they continue that again with The Last of Us, having an incredible title sequence. But what they do is they take they take Sarah and they almost treat her as this is going to be your protagonist from the show. Little, if you play the games, you go, that not happening.
We're all sitting there going,
Yeah.
oh,
we're waiting to cry.
Yeah.
So you get a great opening, and they recreate the whole feeling of the pending doom really well, which is something that we didn't get in the games at all. We kind of just
in the game it really just happened.
The game it started straight away, and
it hits the ground running. The game,
it quite literally bursts through the back door.
We spend the day with Sarah in the show. We see her going to get his watch fixed. We see her, going to hang out with some elderly neighbors, doing goodly duties, which is where, we get scenes with creepy ladies in the background and dogs staring at creepy ladies. And then
that was good too.
And then we actually get what the game comes to, where, they recreate some scenes shot for shot, word for word, pretty damn well. And then they give Joel an excuse for leaving in the middle of the night, which is going to get Tommy out of jail. And then we get Joel and Tommy. What happened? What originally isn't in the game? Joel's just outside. He's not.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm pretty sure Joel's just sort of.
And then
out
Tommy
and about,
comes and picks him up.
When the clicker runs, or the person who's gone crazy bursts through the back door, then he comes back in and rescues Sarah.
So anywho, so then we get the recreation of the whole driving through the city, watching the people's farms burn down.
So well done. Like, shot for shot from the inside of the car. Fucking excellent.
Shot for shot, POV style, just like if we were Sarah. And they do some minor changes here. It's not a car that hits and runs them over and the car gets flipped. There's an airplane that crashes through the city. And flips the car.
Pretty big change.
Yeah. Joel and Tom, they get separated much earlier than they do in the game. They get separated right at the alley, whereas in the game they get separated at the restaurant where the infected are running amok.
Infected, and then, that's a better word.
I love 99% of the show so far. There's one thing I didn't love.
What's the 1%?
There's the interaction between the guard and Sarah and Joel, whereas the guard in the comics, the guard in the show just goes, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir." But in the game, the guard goes, "But there's a little girl," and that was great, and they changed that, and I didn't love that they changed that, but it's not that big of a deal.
It's not a deal breaker, but it's a pretty integral part of the moment.
Yeah. So anyway, Sarah gets shot.
Yeah.
And that's probably more effective in the show than the game, just because we spent more time with Sarah in the show.
I asked my dad about that because I watched it with my dad. I saw him on it, basically being like, "Hey, we both have our Mondays free, and Last of Us episodes come out on a Monday for us. Do you want to watch the show with me?" He's like, "Oh, what is it?" I'm like, "It's basically if The Walking Dead was good."
Yeah.
Because we watched The Walking Dead back in the day, and we dropped off season too late. We dropped off far too late than when we should have dropped off. But I asked him what his thoughts were on it because he didn't know anything going in. Obviously, he hadn't played the games or didn't know anything about it. And I was like, "What do you think of the whole Sarah thing and what happened there?" And he was like, "Well, as someone with a daughter, that's horrible."
Yeah.
And also, I thought she was going to be a bigger part of the show.
Yeah, Pedro was great in the scene. Pedro
sold it really
encapsulates the casting's all top notch from all of the characters in the show so far. Including Tess, including Joel, including Ellie, the whole gang, the whole rascals. We love them.
Yeah, the main crew that from like the key moments from the games. They were all cast excellently well. I even thought the like extras that they interacted with, like the guard who he's selling stuff to, for ration tickets and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh well, then we get our time jump, and
Oh yeah, it cuts 20 years like it doesn't. We're not doing a good job at this. Anyway,
no,
it cuts
we're
20
not.
years. All you should know is that if you like the show, if you like the game, you'll love the show. If you didn't never play the game, you'll probably like the show.
Yeah. I feel like the only people I would not recommend this show to are people who were in, you know, quite a dark place right now. It's not a very cheery show.
I'd say it's got
there's
comedy in it from Ellie. Ellie brings a bit of comedic value.
Yes, she
quite good.
does, because she swears, which is great. My dad was like, "Don't like that she swears," and I'm
No.
like, "Dad, bless, you're funny, but fucking put up with it."
Yeah, I like
But
the show.
Bella Ramsey's great. I also just looked up while I was grabbing the thumbnail for this video, as you would see over on youtube.com/MillennialMovieTalk. I was cutting out a photo of Bella Ramsey, and it was from an article saying that they are gender fluid, which I think is really cool, and I think it's awesome and really good for them.
There we go.
And it's great to see young people coming out and being comfortable with themselves. I love it.
Beautiful. Michael,
But yeah, what
Are
a
you gonna watch
year
it?
for Pedro Pascal.
you gonna watch it, Michael?
I will jump on it. I was meant to last night, but ended up Jem was watching something else.
Michael,
Oh.
you've only had 24 hours to watch it. How dare you?
Ah, yes.
Of which you would have been
At
working for
workday.
9.
I
And
illegally
for that,
downloaded it.
I ended up in a 3-hour meeting.
I illegally downloaded it instead of. I'll say it. They didn't release it in 4K, so on Binge. So I will download it in 4K.
Oh, is it really not in 4K on Binge?
No, Binge don't put anything in 4K.
That's some
That's
bullshit.
why Binge is the worst, but for some reason they get the best content.
That's such a shame.
It sucks.
Someone needs to do something. Start a what's the one where they the you know, where you do petitions and stuff.
Yeah, I don't have the time for that.
You don't want to start running a petition for Binge to up their quality?
I'll just keep downloading it.
Fair enough.
I don't have the time or the temperament for it.
That is fair. That is fair.
It's a bit of fun. Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah. So watch The Last of Us. It's great. I'm excited to see. Apparently the episodes aren't getting shorter. So there it is.
Oh. Well, I mean, people always treated The Last of Us as like it was like a big movie, but
Well,
it was a game.
We're pretty much gonna
like
get
play- Last of Us was a playable movie, and the TV show is just a bunch of movies. So
Get excited.
hey. And I like where they decided to cut off episode 1. I was really like, while we were watching it, I was thinking, okay, when are we gonna end the episode?
I think we rushed through the reveal of her.
Yeah,
too quickly.
it got really put in the background.
Yeah, I thought that's my only other thing about it. They rushed through that reveal too quickly.
It was really, it was a bit strange.
It's funny
But-
what they cut out when they cut out the whole Robert side mission, which is fair enough. That makes sense. They cut out the Robert side mission.
Yeah.
He's in the
But-
show, barely.
True. But yeah, I think I think they'll probably tackle that a lot more at the start of the next episode, obviously.
100%.
And I'm excited to see if we get any flashbacks and stuff, because I feel like they're meant to have some of the Left Behind DLC stuff
Yeah.
in there for Ellie's backstory.
We've seen it. They've played it in the trailer.
Yeah, so I'm keen to see where that fits in, and
100%.
I'm also very keen to see how the show ends and where they're gonna end it.
They'll end it at season 1, and I reckon they'll do season 2 eventually.
Like part 2 or
Yeah, part 2.
Yeah.
They got to do part
That-
2, and they better stick to it. I don't want them to see them. I don't want to see them like hear all the backlash and then just go, well, we won't do that because people didn't like that.
Well, Pedro's around for the whole season. No.
Yeah, that's crazy. They're gonna get rid of spoilers.
Yep.
but-
I mean, like that was massive news in the gaming community. So
100%, 100%. Michael, what have you been watching?
I watched a few things over the past week.
it is.
The first being Amsterdam,
Mhm.
movie from last year, directed by David O. Russell.
Thank you for saying his name.
Yeah. Look, there's not much to say about this. It's for such a simple plot. It takes 2 hours and 15 minutes to get through, in which, until the last like half an hour, I was very confused.
Mm.
Yeah, it sort of just jumps around for a while, hangs around in a lot of places, a lot of meaningless conversations and stuff.
It's got a big
But-
cast.
It does. You got Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, Taylor Swift's in it for a little bit. Anya
Cool.
Taylor-Joy,
Taylor Swift dies.
John David Washington, Rami Malek.
They push Taylor
Robert
Swift
De
in front of the
Niro.
car.
They do push Taylor Swift under a car.
Well, isn't that fun?
But yeah. It
That's what
was
they
like
do.
a 2 or something. I think I gave it in the end. It
Ooh.
just didn't really like. It just wasn't that. It
Didn't
good.
cut the mustard.
No.
Michael did not enjoy it.
I then watched The Menu,
The Menu, a better film.
which was a remarkably better film. I was sort
Also
of
starring Anya Taylor-Joy.
was yeah. I was sort of blown away. So I've obviously heard Alex talk a lot about it over the past like few weeks leading up to the end of last year, and obviously our tops of last year. So I thought I'd finally check it out because I didn't realize actually how short it was. So
It's not long.
chucked
Was
it
it
on.
Only not too
Like
long.
an hour 40.
Oh, cool.
So
It's very
short.
want to keep they want to keep you in your seats.
Good. I like that.
Yeah, look, this had me on the edge. This brought me in. It's didn't expect certain things to happen. Was equally sort of. I will use that word horrifying, but not as is scary. It's just
Shocking.
gruesome, shocking, but yeah. All in all, I think I gave it a 4.5. It was very enjoyable. I immediately wanted to sit down and experience it again.
It's a bit of fun.
Oh.
Menu.
And then
That's on Disney Plus now.
yeah,
Menu
that is on
Disney Plus now.
So I literally opened Disney Plus and it was sitting there, and I was like, "All right,
Perfect. That gives me perfect accessibility to actually check it out finally.
And then
In a year.
I somehow convinced Gemma to watch the In-Betweeners movie with me last night.
How
yeah.
did you convince her to watch that with you?
Because it stopped me from asking her to watch some other movies that I constantly ask her to watch. So she sort of gave in.
Paddington.
That being one of them, but
Yep.
there's a few that like every time we scroll past, I'm like, we should really watch this, and she's like, no. I was like, would you watch In-Betweeners? And she's like, yeah. I was like, okay.
So we'd
Right.
rather watch The In-Betweens than Paddington 2. It's just a really
Yes.
weird thing.
It is a weird thing.
Weird.
I didn't dwell on it
Girlfriends
too
and
long.
It's just
Paddington,
I don't like it.
The In-Betweeners
So weird.
movie definitely wouldn't get made today.
Yeah.
It's just such crude humor.
But it's British. It probably would get me.
It is. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
You're not wrong there, Alex.
Within like the first 30 seconds I started quoting it, and Gemma turned to me and said, if you open your mouth again, I'm turning it off. So I had to sit there in silence.
She seems like a fun person to watch movies with.
Yeah, that seems
She
really
just
fun.
didn't want me to recite the movie in her ear. I
That's
think
fair
that's
enough.
fair.
But like,
Especially because I don't think she wants me sitting there just quoting dick jokes into her ear constantly.
no.
Yeah,
That's
so-
not generally the most pleasurable thing.
No. It's such a fun time. I love that movie. I've seen it obviously way too many times in my life. But
The first one's like kind of good and it's funny. The second one's kind of shit, but it's funny.
yeah. That is definitely, but yeah. I'm definitely going to watch the second one in the next few. I haven't watched that one in such a long time.
And the second one's set in Australia, so it's kind of like
It is.
Oh boy.
You just get the overly stereotypical uncle.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But that's me. That's all I've been watching, apart from It's Always Sunny.
Good show. Another good show.
So I've been
Every single person I know or talk to watch It's Always Sunny, and they all love it.
I've been like chugging through it.
It's too late for some people though. They're bandwagoners now.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. There's a lot
be
of
fair,
bandwagoners.
I
on
did
it.
only start watching it because Alex and Chris talked about it nonstop for about a year.
Yeah,
So-
but that was still like, I feel like now it's reached its like peak.
You know, what I
Of,
can't
like-
wait for to see in the Last of Us show.
What?
Is all I can't wait for every single scene where Joel's gonna go find a board or something because Ellie can't swim, so we're gonna
You
he's
know,
gonna go he's gonna go get the resources.
you know that in that show they will do one scene where it's like, oh no, Ellie can't swim.
yeah.
They will
Sure, that's a
cut-
bit of fan
They will
service. They've
cut
got
and
to.
trim everything down, all the different levels that included that for some reason.
Yeah.
They'll just be
Why
like,
can't she swim?
oh, Ellie can't swim.
It's not hard.
Well, she grew up in the QZ zone. She probably hasn't seen a body of water.
No. She's got that I would have been like, you know what? Before we do anything else,
We're gonna teach you how to
Dad
swim.
Swim.
You gotta squash that
Bless.
shit. You gotta squash it.
It's a bit of an ick.
Yeah,
It's a
bless.
red flag.
When they can't swim.
I
Oh,
ain't saving
bless.
her.
It's a
But,
red flag. Yeah, I wouldn't save her.
Doggy
I'd be like, you're learning to swim. Anyway,
paddle. Come on, get on it.
what else are we talking about?
You reminded me of one other thing that I wanted to mention when it came to The Last of Us. With that episode 1, only giving you a tease of the clickers, not
Yeah.
actually showing you one and how terrifying they move around and
Well, you gotta
their
save
noises.
your best thing for episode
Yeah.
2.
So my dad was like, "Is that one of the zombie things? Like, will they actually move around?" And I was like, "Yes, they're called clickers." And he was like, "Oh, why are they called clickers?" And I was like, "You'll find out."
You'll see. You'll see.
Yeah, you'll see.
we like the
but
clippers.
he likes the design, and he's very excited to see them actually shuffling around and running around. Because I told him that when I played the game, they scared the absolute shit out of me.
Yeah, the clippers. The clickers.
The LA Clippers.
No, we like the clickers. They're one of the better unique designs from The Last of Us.
Yeah. Honestly, they are a really unique take on the whole zombie apocalypse thing. It's very cool.
100%.
I almost went and saw the new Puss in Boots movie.
Almost.
Why didn't you? Why didn't you?
I wanted to, but I want to see it with Michaela, and Michaela was like, "No, I'm too busy."
Were you gonna go see it by yourself?
I was gonna go see it by myself, but then I was like, "Nah, I won't."
You know,
Bless.
I don't think I'd go see a kids movie by myself.
Yeah, it just gives off that vibe of just like,
yeah,
Look, it was already awkward enough when me and Alex went and sat in Lightyear with a bunch of 8-year-olds.
yeah. No, but it was a
But
Saturday
that, like,
night.
you grew up with Lightyear.
Buzz.
Like,
You grew up with Buzz.
Grew up with Toy Story.
Didn't grow up with this
in your
Lightyear
life.
shit. I grew up with Buzz.
That's fair.
Buzz and Woody. Woody and Buzz.
Bless. I sat my entire family down and got them to watch Knives Out because they hadn't seen it yet and they'd been hearing about Glass Onion.
Mm.
They all loved it.
I've been trying to force my mum and sister to watch Knives Out.
It was great watching my mum. My mum's one of those people who, like, during the movie, she will actively be like, oh, does that mean that? And I would look over her from across the living room and be like, I'll never tell.
Perhaps.
But yeah, they really, really enjoyed it. They thought it was great.
Oh, that's nice.
They thought it was, again, exactly the same as we all thought when we watched it back in the day. I thought it was a really cool twist on the whodunit genre. So,
Hey.
and
Must
yeah,
be
Glass
the
Onion.
one.
I'm glad it's become such a piece of internet culture of Benoit Blanc and his great little outfits. What a wonderful man! But
How good was Top Gun Maverick?
Top Gun Maverick was very good.
Fantastic.
My pa, he is 100% going deaf, and we've been trying to convince him to get hearing aids. And
Maverick wouldn't
he
get
is
hearing aids.
going to eventually do it. He's very stubborn in that respect. But their neighbors just recently moved out, and they're going to be getting new neighbors in a bit. But while there's no neighbors next door, he invited my dad around, and the two of them watched Top Gun Maverick at home with the entire home theater system cranked up to 11.
There we go.
And, and he was having the time of his life.
That would be fantastic.
He loved it. And apparently my nan was out the back reading, and the whole house was just shaking.
Go Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah. But yeah, otherwise, I this past week, completely randomly, in the heat of the middle of the night, while it's just gross in a house with no air conditioning, fans blaring, just moving around hot air, very uncomfortable trying to sleep. I went back and watched Batman Under the Red Hood, the animated movie.
Oh yeah,
Fucking great movie. Neil Patrick Harris plays Nightwing.
that's cool.
Like, the cast is weird. Is it Jensen Ackles from?
Jensen Ackles.
Yeah, he
The Boys and
plays
Supernatural.
Red Hood, which is also great. But yeah, that's a great early DC animated film.
I've seen that one.
I highly recommend it.
I've watched
good
a
one.
few. I've watched a few. In year 12, I went and watched like a bunch of them.
Yeah, they've had some winners. They've also had some not winners.
They had some trash.
Yeah, bless. But there's some good ones in there, and they've just recently blown the whole thing up, so they can start again. So we'll
There
see
we
what
go.
they do there.
a bit
But
of fun.
otherwise, I've still just been watching that old Doctor Who. Tom Baker, I 100% get the hype. He is in my current rewatching of them all, of which I'm only up to 4. I'm like halfway through though. He is definitely the favorite out of the first 4, and I imagine he's going to stay that way until we get to the modern Doctors for me. But it's very good. I'm very excited for the new season
For what's to
come
come.
out. Pardon?
For what's to come.
Yes, I'm very excited. I'm going to blast through the rest of classic Doctor Who, get back into the modern stuff, and then when the David Tennant specials and Ncuti Gatwa season starts, Michaela's going to join me in watching it again. Because we really enjoyed the modern Doctor Who stuff. And I think that's kind of it in terms of what I've been up to recently. Have you watched anything else, Alex?
Oh, I've watched a 3/4 of the hit show, not the hit show, the hit movie, 40-year-old Virgin. It was on TV the other day while I was doing things, so I watched that. I missed the beginning and I missed the end.
But he caught everything else.
I got the middle.
Oh man,
I watched the first half of Couples Retreat. No, sorry, I watched the first act of Couple Retreat, and then I rocked up at the end of Couples Retreat. I've also watched the first act of The Truman Show last night.
You really haven't been on it this week, have you?
Oh man,
You're not fit,
Nah,
not
I've
vibing
watched
it.
a bunch of halves
parts of
and
movies.
parts of movies. I watched the end of Everything Everywhere All at Once.
That's a wild one to suddenly throw in there.
So I watched the end of that one. It was on TV.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What else have I watched? A little bit of Spider-Man 2.
Nice. Just parts of movies. This is hilarious.
Yeah. There was something else. Oh, a little bit of Scream 2022.
Nice.
I think that was the middle of it when she was in the hospital.
Oh, that's a rough scene.
Yeah. TV show wise, a little bit of Always Sunny. I'll probably find something somewhere. Hang on.
Nice.
I'll find something. I've been watching stuff in the background and watched one episode of Severance. I watched the season finale of Severance.
Oh yeah.
Just the season finale.
That's random. Oh, because you've already watched it, haven't you?
Already watched it, and I was with
Yeah.
people who were like, "Let's watch it," and
That's
they're like, "We're on the last episode," and I went, "I guess I'll watch the last episode."
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's not spoiling it for you, so it's fine.
Watched the start of Interstellar.
Oh, just all these parts of movies, dude.
Yeah.
What is your week? What is your week contained?
A lot of walking in and turning on the TV while doing other things.
I will say I watched the first part of something as well this past week.
Yeah.
I watched the first like 5 or 10 minutes of that Cyberpunk Edge Runners, the anime on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I watched the first 10 minutes and I was like, okay, yeah, I might continue watching this.
Oh, I watched the first half of Community episode 1. Hang on, there's more.
I watched the peanut bar rap because it's popped up on Instagram.
Yeah, I've got I played the other week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Disney Plus. Disney Plus is where we get the fun. I'll find something on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, I've also been watching Clone Wars still. Man, that show's violent.
Nah, I've been watching nothing.
Goddamn. This actually sets me up for something that I would like to introduce as a end of the show little thing. I'm 1000% stealing it off the besties because I enjoy when they do it. So I figure, hey, people would probably enjoy if we do it because it just gives you a little bit more recommendations of stuff to check out.
Started reading Lord of the Rings.
I want to just take a moment to see if any of you want to recommend anything else that you've been engaging with this past week, whether it's video games, books, comics, music, docos, whatever.
I think
Well, you see.
everyone should go out and watch the first act of The Truman Show.
Oh, yep, that's a good recommendation. It's a good part of a movie.
Oh god, recommendations? Just anything in general?
Anything you want.
You haven't watched The Last Dance? Watch The Last Dance.
Correct.
That's a great recommendation.
That's good.
That is a good
I've watched that 4 times now.
Didn't they announce
Really?
they're doing
Part about it with the wizards.
Is it the same
Yeah.
people doing it though, or is it just
I thought
don't
it said
know.
the same people.
because it's got to be
I just-
much less interesting?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
can't imagine it's as long. Like
No,
nowhere
no.
near.
No.
I expect it to be like an episode, maybe 2.
Could you imagine? Like, could you just imagine? He's like, yeah, he walked in and he started weighing more, and we knew that was the end. The end.
They just take photos, like the team photos, and they just morph them throughout the years until it becomes him now as part of the Last Dance documentary.
How excited do you reckon they were when they signed him? And
Oh my
Oh,
god, so excited!
not that he's bad,
I'm
he's
looking
still Michael
forward to
Jordan.
that doco purely to see like behind the scenes conversations of like, yeah, we think he's done.
Yeah, we don't know why he came back, but he's here.
Yep. Oh bless. Hey, sometimes you just got to pay the bills.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to pay the. I think he's paying.
I think
the bills.
he is set.
I think he's good now. Yeah.
There's Michael Jordan.
Yep. I mean, yeah, that's one of those names that like you go kind of anywhere in the world and there's a chance that people are going to know that name.
Oh, people know who Michael the Jordan is.
People know MJ and MJ. And those are
It's
the two
like
people
walking
that
anywhere in
everyone
the
knows.
world and be like, do you know Messi or Ronaldo?
Who? Who? I
I,
know.
th- I,
No
think,
way.
I,
No
I
way
think
then.
they're hockey players. I don't know.
Yeah, must be table tennis players.
Yeah, bless. I'm going to recommend an audiobook.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
Because I have I'm like 60% of the way through it right now. This is a real wild out of left field thing for me. But a writer who I only knew from they did a run on Black Panther in the Marvel comics.
Black
Ta-Nehisi
Panther.
Coates. He's an excellent writer, and I figured, hey, why not go and check out some of his other stuff? So he's got a really good little like 3 to 4 hour audiobook of his memoir style essay book called Between the World and Me,
Between the World and Me.
which is a lot about the Black American experience and his experience growing up. And he's sort of directing the book to his son, who like he's like retelling old stories and his own experiences as though he's telling them to his son. And the audiobook's actually read by him, so I've really been enjoying it. And I highly recommend his Black Panther run as well because it's excellent.
I would recommend watching The Last of Us TV show.
Good rec. So good rec. Michael, you got anything to recommend?
Look, if it's in terms of video games, all I've been playing recently, I've got back into playing Euro Truck Simulator 2.
Oh my god,
But
Michael.
I just chuck on Always Sunny and pot around.
It's a good like watch the TV show while you play. Don't watch content and drive, folks, unless it's virtual.
Other than that, I've started reading on the bus on the way to work. So I've started reading The Hobbit.
Oh, don't.
That's
go Lord of the Rings.
No, That's a good read. The Hobbit's an excellent read.
It's a kid's book.
Yeah, but Lord of the Rings is too much.
Lord of the Rings is great. I'm reading Lord of the Rings at the moment.
I was going.
Alright.
I was starting with the Hobbit and then gonna move in.
I'm reading
So-
Lord of the Rings, and then I'll finish Lord of the Rings, and then I'll continue where I left off on my last read of the Harry Potter franchise, so which is Goblet of Fire.
Oh yeah.
So I'll do that. We read too.
Yeah, damn straight. We're
Um,
cultured. We read things.
I've been trying to. I was going to try and do that instead of like just sitting on TikTok on the bus or something. Just
yeah,
Good work, Michael.
I skip
That's-
TikTok too much.
healthy start.
That's very
Um,
healthy. Good work. I recommend everyone to do that.
Can you recommend local food places?
I mean, if you want
You say
to.
Nando's.
I was as a joke, I was going to say Nando's.
Oh
Have
my
you guys been to
God.
Yum Cha in Nord?
Yum Cha? No, I have
What's
not.
that?
It's a frozen ice cream place.
Oh, Yochi.
Yum Cha. What am I thinking? Do you know what? And I do this all the time. I keep calling Yochi.
Yes, Yochi's fantastic.
Yochi's very good.
Yum
one
Cha,
do you-
my
what flavor
favorite
do you get,
Dragon Ball
Choppy?
Z.
I
character.
get vanilla.
Ooh, pick.
I get
I
vanilla.
like the strawberry or mango one.
Mango one's good. Vanilla's good. Chocolate's not great.
I've never tried the chocolate one, but I've never wanted to.
No. Well, if you like Harley and me, you go get the bad mix-ins.
You get the bad mix.
Yeah, the naughty ones. The
You get all the chocolate.
Yeah, we do. The M&M's, chocolates, the Nutella, the Biscoff.
I thought you meant bad mix-ins as in like things that are not enjoyable
No, no.
top of them, just to really fuck your palate up.
No, we like that. Yeah,
That good shit.
that good shit. Also, the Henley
Well-
Beach Lifesaving Club make really good pizzas. Like proper wood
I
oven
love-
pizzas.
When I recommended
Oh,
this, I
really?
was like,
Yeah.
cool, we're going to mention like a video game and a book and a musician we've been enjoying recently. And we're out here recommending very specific local food stops in Adelaide, South Australia. And
Why
I think
not?
that's great.
Why not?
I think that's wonderful. I think with that, we'll call that episode 187
We can do
of
that.
MMT Millennial Movie Talk. You can follow us on your podcast service of choice. If you can leave a review on there, we would greatly appreciate it, especially if that is on Spotify or on iTunes. Those really help share the show around. You can subscribe over on YouTube, like the video, leave a comment of your thoughts on whatever we've just talked about. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/millennialmovietalk. Chuck us a buck or two. There's a bunch of commentaries and stuff on there as well.
Hell yeah.
We have plans for December of 2023, which are going to be in the works
Oh, are we
all
doing
year
that?
long.
Are we actually
I-
doing that?
I was editing last week's show, and it was still in the end of your recording. As I trimmed it, I listened to it again, and I was like, yeah, we should do that.
That's funny.
So
That's
it's
a funny
very
idea.
fun. So look forward to December. And you'll probably want to jump on the Patreon then, because I think there's going to be some good shit on there.
We could do a supercut of it all too as a video and just see how
We
funny
could.
it is.
Really tease it out and see what people think.
Yeah.
Because I think we're going to be watching some of the good, some of the bad, and some of the ugly.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking Clint Eastwood, unless
Yeah.
he's in a Christmas film. Is there a Clint Eastwood Christmas film?
Nah. Gran Torino.
Torino, everyone's favorite Christmas film.
Pop it on.
Bless. Follow us on Instagram if you want to, and add Michael on Facebook.
Add Michael on Facebook.
Oh, it's a new year, guys.
It's a new
New
year.
At least one friend.
Michael's gonna get that friend one day or
It's,
another.
Every year.
He'll
Always
get there.
New year. It's always new year, new friend. And
New
yet,
me.
he's never there.
Oh.
Anyway, thank you for watching.
And as always,
I'm Alex,
I'm Braden.
And I'm Michael.
and we're out of here. Goodbye.